Now, wouldn't this painted up look so cute in that wire garden cloche? I have one of those wired, a much larger one on my island, and I get, where did I get that all the time? So when I bought one off and whatnot, and then all of a sudden I found it wholesale, y'all. So don't worry, I do have green ones available on my eBay. I did like a half and half. So we are going to make this into this is an old light fixture. Love finding these. They're great. They make great candle holders, unique candle holders, recycled. You can see somebody already painted on it. It has some wires. It's definitely usable, but I love the thought of making it into a candle holder. And I actually have two different styles. One's a little bit smaller, got a little bit more detail. And then, you know, I'm thinking like, do I keep it as is? I'm not sure. I'll probably paint it up a little bit so it doesn't necessarily look like it's an old light fixture. You know, like you want to know it's an old light fixture, but you don't want it necessarily to look like an old light fixture. So this one already had its wires removed. So now all I need to do is go in and cut these wires, because that's not going to help it lay straight. And then it's got some, let's see if I can get that spackling off or not. I'm sure somebody probably just went through a house and remodeled it, and this is what was there. I gotta take my magnet off. So I don't lose them. I have them attached to a pail that has brushes and all that. It's magnet, but it doesn't work so well when you're using it on something that's a magnet. There we go. This will be loose. There's nothing to tighten it up. I don't see anything that I can tighten. Well, there are some little, nope. Anyway, I don't want to take that part out that the light bulb goes in, because that holds a candle very wonderfully. So we're just getting these cleaned off with some Dawn dish soap, some hot water. I'm going to start off with priming them with some shellac. This will just, it's not a very easy surface to sand, and I don't, the paint is matte, so I'm not going to try to, try to sand it. I'm going to leave the screws because I think I like them. Maybe push them in a little bit more so they're not sticking out so far. I don't know. I love all those little quirky details. Okay, that one won't go in any farther, so we'll try to make those match up. I'm going to try to fill in the holes, relieving all those imperfections. This has definitely got some rust. Probably should spray it. I might take a spray can and spray that underneath. Well, I'm getting it okay. Homestead House milk paint in the color Craftsman, and then also in the color London Fog. I know I get a lot. Why do I use milk paint? A lot of questions, because I like to make things look old. They already are old items. I'm just trying to make them look a little bit more authentic. So when you're doing a paint that will add character, that's why I do it. That's what I'm looking for. Some type of a paint that will add character. Like look at character. Look at the cracking that happened on that. Yes, I could keep that as is, but we are a painting channel. Oh, hold on. That is not, look at, I expected that to be more green. Okay, well, let's see what happens before I get my two paints mixed up. When you add water, does it turn green? I think they look the same, didn't they? That is very light. to it, but I was thinking a little bit more. So I've got the Cartier, even though I've already mixed that. I'll just end up getting lumpy paint. And I think I forget that this, unlike the equal portions of the Sweet Pickens, it's a little bit more watery. I might add 2 actually. There we go. Ooh. I was thinking about keeping them light because, you know, adding greenery and a candle, and I'm going to be putting these inside those cloches. Sometimes the character of the paint speaks for itself. Oh, there! I can tell them apart. I can tell them apart now. Give it one more stir after sitting. I'm going to try to do the inside too. I did shellac the inside. And milk paint, the Sweet Pickens anyway, you know, I'm new to using the Fusion in the Homestead House. Sticks very well to metal. So I'm hoping that this does the same. I feel like I need the longer brush to get down in there. I feel like I would have made more of a mess trying to trying to tape off that little guy in there. Same thing, I'm gonna try to get in there. I might need a smaller fan brush. There. And then tip it over because I got this hole underneath area. Or drippy. That's okay. Now the Fusion in the Homestead House, they do crackling. There's a lot of texture, a lot of bumpiness I always notice. It's just a different product. So I like to change things up. It definitely gives it an old-timey look. So I'm just going to go in and start doing some sanding. Whatever comes off is what comes off. I always say that. And we're just going to smooth it down a little bit. Not necessarily the easiest thing to go in and sand, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to take Aging Wax by Fusion. Like when I started to do the inside, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sand it anymore because it's like I was going to come off. So I'm going to add some patina with the Aging Wax. I did not seal this in, so this is going to darken it up a bit. I'm going to take some of the clear. And we're just going to rub it into that milk paint. Now, if I wanted it to stay almost as green as it was, I would have sealed it in with the clear, but I thought this is a salvaged light fixture, so let's make it look salvaged. So wax on, wax off, right? Now for the wool one, I'm going to start off with clear. There's a little bit of the aging wax on my brush, and that might just be enough to seal this milk paint. You got to seal your milk paint in with something. I don't know, is it savable? Somebody really loved yellow. So it is, I'm not going to say it's an antique cloche, but it is a cloche. I see where those fold over a little bit. I might be able to take that top off. I thought even just spray painting it, not being yellow would, and that's not the original base. Though I thought it was neat that it had color to it. Some of my antique breadboards do actually have color to them. Just going to see what I can do with it. So first off, I'm going to see if I can you see that? There's little lips right there, which would make it so much easier to deal with this piece if I could move those without ruining the screening. Sometimes you feel like you're doing surgery. Okay, I got it pulled, lifted. Okay, don't break and then come out, right? Don't break and then come out. Okay, so yeah, I can see, you can see the big holes. And so what I'm going to do with this right now is I'm going to plop it in my water. Plop. And then see if I can sand a little bit of this off. I can't, this is what it is. You know, I'm not going to be able to. But I don't want this to be chipping off. Sand that a little bit too. Well, okay, yeah. So I tried to round the really sharp edges off, bend it. Let's see what's happening in my soap bucket to that little lid without getting my sleeve wet. You know, it's kind of hard to get at. And you're not sure if you can, because I'm going to have to spray over the yellow, and I'm hoping to maybe add some decrepit dust. Hopefully. So I think I'm going to start off with the inside and just spray paint that black, and then when that's dry, I flip it over and then do from the outside. I don't know. I want to make it still look the old. I think what somebody did was it must have rusted, and so they didn't like the rust. I don't know. Some of us see rust as patina, others see it as imperfections. That's just how we all vibe a little bit differently. So now I have decrepit dust. Why the paint is still wet. I'm going to take a, kind of do it from up high. Just so it's just a little bit of the powder's hitting. And then they also have a warm in the decrepit dust, so we're going to mix because rust is usually not just one color. They covered rust up. I'm trying to put rust back on, or age anyway. I know you can't even see it, but it's the lid. I couldn't get every little piece of the yellow off. I'm just going to paint the outer rim, so I'm going to use Midnight Blue. I didn't put any shellac or anything on it. I'm just really just using, like, because of the texture on the side of this that was rough, it just went right into that wood. So I need to paint that, and then I need to paint, and then I'm going to leave that part, the natural wood. Ooh. It's like you have to trust the process. So the nice thing, I don't necessarily have to be terribly precise because I can sand it off if it gets on that natural wood there. But I did round the edges a little bit. I'm thinking like when I first got my one that had painted edge, it was green at an auction, and then I went looking for others, and then I remember seeing a blue one, so that was like, oh well, okay, I should do blue. I like to look at antiques. So try to think of what the colors might have been. Flop. I like the blue. I like yellow. That was a little too much yellow. We're gonna flip it over, do the other side now. I don't know about you all, but I am very happy with how this turned out. I've actually done this with the patina paint before, and it did not turn out as good. So wet spray paint and the dust seemed to work out wonderful. Now I just got to get them back into those little holes. Not bad. So much better than that yellow. Just not my vibe. You would think you could push them with your fingers, but you can't. You cannot. That'll work. That is a nice blue. So I'm just going to go in, just sand it a little bit. I only see a couple spots where I might have got on the other, but that's okay. That's pretty up close and personal not to Just sand in for smoothness. If it distresses it, then even better. Now to seal the wood in, seal the milk paint in, keep it food safe, I'm going to be using some of the hemp oil. It says right on the bottom. It says right on food safe. Natural, food safe. Everybody always asks me that, but it is a breadboard. So we're just going to pour some on there. Kind of get it onto my wood first. Because I don't want to get it onto the blue paint yet until I seal the wood in. And now I can go in. And that's going to deepen that midnight blue up. Now, it's got texture, it's got character. It's not just a flat paint. Not a lot of crackling because I didn't do much to the wood to prep it to crackle. I just let it soak right in. It's just a little line, but oh, it's got so much character now. I love it. I have this rusty, crusty scale. I tried to sell it as is. Nobody has bought it. The last time I changed around my booth, I'm like, I'm going to bring it home. Not going to paint that yummy part. I mean, they're old. I mean, they're 100 years old. So I'm going to go ahead and wash it. I mean, unfortunately, that's really as good as it gets you, y'all. It's old. It's been around, and maybe it's just the dirt patina is too much. I don't think it's going to clean anymore. It'll look like it when it's wet, but once it's dry. But just to be on the safe side, I have painted scales before, and I've had no problem selling them. And some of the ones I've sold are been previously painted before I got my hands on them. So I'm going to do spray shellac in this just because it's easier to get into the nooks and crannies and seal that rust in. So, I mean, you can use either or, just how it was kind of hard to get underneath that lamp. I think for the scale, I'm going to do some Swedish yellow. When I was going through my stash of what I just got, I'm like, oh, well, that is just a fun name. So I don't know how much it's going to take. Swedish yellow. Think spring. We're thinking spring here. To paint this, I'm going to flip it first because I kind of want to do that bottom area too because it's not so pretty if I'm going to paint the rest of it. So first we'll go underneath. Oh, that's a pretty color. Now it's funny when you're using milk paint and you're making it thick, you don't push down on your brush like you hard. You're praying for a one coat coverage most of the time. So it's just basically you're putting the paint on and then you're just kind of moving the paint around. So you're not like going in here where you'd see brush strokes pushing hard. You're just kind of gently just nudging the paint along, if that makes sense. And I probably got a little bit ahead of myself because I didn't tape off my face, but that's okay. I can't do this all at once because I wanted to paint the bottom, so there's plenty of time yet. I talk about milk paint being unpredictable. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. So much going on there. So much. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to seal this in light paint. I'm going to seal this in with weather defense. Now to figure out how to sand it. It's okay. I'm going to try the power sander first. So I'm just sanding what I couldn't get with the power sander by hand. The texture is just amazing. Oh my gosh. Just going to go in with clear. The dark is coming through, so I don't really think I need to do, unless I end up wanting to add some age to it at the end. Like really, what does it do? Let's just add some to the back. See, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I like the clear. I like how the butter is showing. So this probably would have had maybe a mirror on it. Cute little 2-drawer. It has some little flowers that somebody decoupaged on. Cute little poles. Definitely has some age, but so we're going to get this painted. I don't know, can I take that hardware off without hurting it? I like the hardware. I like the poles. So we're going to get some 80 grit, sand this. It's got a very strong top coat on it, feels like. I had a good top coat on. I thought, well, while I'm doing this, I might as well just take some air dry clay. I just got those the holes, just to fill those in. It's got a lot of sanding to do anyway. I'll have to say that the guides weren't in there very well. As soon as the vibration of the sander, they just popped right off. So I'm just going to take some little CA glue. Still got the nail on there. Just put it back. Can't tell you that that I'm putting the right ones in the right hole, the spots, but well, work with what we have, right? There we go. That one matches. That one matches up lengthwise. That problem solved. So we some problem, right? Tape off where I don't want to get tape. Or tape off where I don't want to get paint. Okay, got it taped off, and I'm just going to go ahead and wipe it down, get the sanding dust off any residue that the top is a little bit warped. I'm not putting a new top on. I'm not putting a new top on. It's that perfectly imperfect of an older piece. So we're going to go ahead and prime this using some shellac. Just brush on. For my little dresser, little troubadour dresser, I'm going to do combed wool and bayberry. Yes, I'm doing multi. So I'm going to, oops, on the drawers, I'm going to do the combed wool. And then on the body, I'm going to do the bayberry. It's hard because like the powder doesn't necessarily match what the I know that it has to get wet and finish and all that, but I'm like, oh, it doesn't necessarily match. Get those hard angles first. Just try to tape off some of the area. I cleaned it off when I sanded it, so I might as well try to make it look pretty. Now, the one thing I do notice sometimes is I do notice like color streaks, like the pigment, but I don't mind it because I like that perfectly imperfect. That might drive somebody crazy, but it does not drive me crazy at all. I like it. So some beautiful crackles, some beautiful texture. This was just one coat, and I think that it's fine. Let me see if I can hand sand it or if I need the power sander, because milk paint's stronger than y'all think. Oh, I like it. I like that bayberry's amazing color. So I'm going to take some aging wax because I think that's going to richen that bayberry up. Oh, I do like me some character. Oh, that looks great. I haven't even wiped it off yet, and I already know that I love it. That's a nice color. Now remember, you're not going to get the same results. It's just a different texture, it's a different product than Sweet Pickins, but it's got all that yummy character in its own individual way. It's nice to have options of what we get to use, especially since I tend to gravitate towards milk paint for character and the old look. Now for these, I'm going to go ahead and seal them in with weather defense clear coat. We got some chippiness going on. You know, I couldn't get a lot of that heavy paint off. So I think sealing it in, it's got crackles, it's got texture, will help when I go to wax it. Whatever chips off, chips off. I feel like a broken record sometimes, but that's what makes it character. That's what gives it character, not that perfect paint job. I'm going to start off with clear wax. I don't want it going dark. And then some aging wax. I guess there was a lot on there. As I said, I like this hardware, though I have to use new nails, so I'll have to do a little of a rub and buff on them because they're shiny silver. So you can see the silver. So just some gold leaf rub and buff. We'll see if that was the right color or not. Yeah, probably take a couple coats, but